hate to say it, the Christian community hasn't been the friend of the Jewish people for a long time. My upbringing was small town, eastern Colorado, farming community. I lived on a farm. My experience of Jewish people really didn't start until after I went off to college. It was about that same time in the early 70s that Fiddler on the Roof was released. And that was really my first taste of what I would call Jewish culture, the traditions. Kind of began a new phase that I called my fascination stage. My wife and I got married in the late 70s, and were told that we couldn't have children for 12 years. And about that time, I was invited to go along with a tour group that they were taking to Israel. The most profound thing about what happened to us in Jerusalem was my wife took one of those little notes that you take to the Wailing Wall, and she put it in the Wailing Wall. And it said, "I want 2 beautiful, healthy children." That was in the spring of '89. And we had twin daughters in December of '90. I fell in love with that place, with the land. Felt like I was tied in to something that I hadn't known before. As I began to pastor, because of Fiddler, because of the things that we had experienced in Israel, began to introduce some of the Jewish traditions like the Seder meal into our Holy Week observances. Some would say, well, that's just window dressing. But it's not window dressing if it means something. If it means something and it comes from our heart. I think that's really my point of bringing that into the life of our community, so that there's some understanding, because I hate to say it, the Christian community hasn't been the friend of the Jewish people for a long time. As a Christian leader, looking at what's happening with the anti-Semitism that's happening and increasing right now, I think first of all I would say that I'm sad and sorry. We're in our little hilltop, church that seats 120. We're just trying to let our Jewish neighbors know we love them and we support them.